guys got to look up. You guys got to look up. That's not all we're talking about. I'm in Oregon, yep. I'm in Oregon. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's cold, it sucks here. It's hard to be healthy. In the northern hemisphere, it's very hard to be healthy, especially when they've got a lot of clouds in the sky that may not be made of water. They might be made of something else. Hey, thank you, TikTok. Thank you, fam. Victoria, thank you for the love. Much love, fam. You guys comment what you guys want. Ask me questions, pretty much is what people do. So people ask, you know, we can go on the health side, we can go on the phenomenon side. You know, at this point, I don't really hold back anymore. Australia, thanks guys. Yeah, it sucks. Fake weather, bro. Then I think the whole northern hemisphere is all fake. In my opinion, I think that they make Antarctica completely frozen to keep us out of there, because all the secrets are in Antarctica. That's why they have the Antarctic Treaty. Okay, that's why that Antarctica's land is actually tropical. If you look under the ice, it's all tropical, guys. And there's like petrified, all kinds of petrified logs. There's all kinds of crazy stuff under that ice. So I think that they're actually making it. Why not? You know, with HAARP technologies and everything else, anything's possible in my opinion. But I can't say much more because they don't like when I like to free speak. You know, if I say anything about 5G towers or anything, bam, they shut me down. You guys see what I'm saying here? In Florida, it's windy, very unusual. Yeah, I think the wind's fake too, a lot of times. Trump under Israel submission. Yeah, I don't really follow much of it anymore, guys, because this stuff is all just distraction stuff. A lot of people are wrapped up in these politics and they're wrapped up in these current events, guys. And this stuff is so distracting and it's so consuming and it never ever ends. You guys gotta get out of there. It just never ends. You get off the news. You see what I'm saying? Get off the news. Quit watching the news. I love you guys. Okay? But you guys gotta quit following these elites. Quit believing these elites are real. I'm trying to save souls. I'm not here to waste time or to try to convince anyone or to argue. I'm here to tell you to quit worshiping elites. Do you see what I'm saying? Quit worshiping these elites. Quit thinking these fools are here to save you. Quit depending on these fools. You gotta look at yourself. I'm here to tell you guys to just forget it, bro. If you just disconnect from all that crap for just a day or a week, you're gonna feel the difference. Okay, that stuff is designed to consume y'all. If it ain't getting you, then I'm happy. But just be mindful, okay? You know what I'm saying? Just be mindful. Don't let this stuff eat you up, because it's designed to, guys. That's what they're doing. They're distracting you guys. These elites, these politicians, bro. Oh, these guys are blah. No, they don't care. They're just doing little things to make you think. They're breadcrumbing you guys. Do you see? They're literally breadcrumbing you and you're eating them up like little lab rats. And you're just like, yes, Trump this and elites that. No, you guys gotta stop believing in these fools. I'm sorry. I wish they were real. I wish that they were here to help. But if they were, then it would be different. And you can see this matrix is collapsing more and more between these stupid tariffs and all these stupid programs and just letting these fools come in and do whatever they want and with our country. And it's like we all get focused on the little things. Oh, Doge, da da da. Who cares about these companies? And it's all BlackRock. All of this stuff is under BlackRock. And it's all part of the elites, bro. It's just a matter of when you're ready to see it. It's not a matter of, oh, you're a leftist or whatever. No, bro. If you think that I'm like a liberal or you're out of your mind. I've never ever claimed a party. I've never voted, okay? And I never will. And I'll never believe in the scam. And I never did. Even when I was first able to vote, I was like, why am I voting? I was like, I don't like these people. And people are just like, you gotta vote. That's American. And I was like, but I don't like these people. I'm not voting for them. And they're just like, well, you have to pick one. Then I pick the independent party and I'll vote for that independent person. I just voted. There you go. Oh, no, you got to pick a Republican or a Democrat, or else it's going to be pointless for you to vote. What? Well, yeah, this independent party doesn't really mean anything. We just kind of put it on there to make you think that it's real. Oh, yeah, because they won't get any votes. They're not going to get any attention because they're independent. Okay? So that doesn't create any bias. That doesn't create any problems. That's like somebody coming up and saying, hey, I'm for you people. You guys tell me what to say, and I'll say it. If enough of you guys say it, and it makes sense, then why wouldn't we do it this way? Instead of just letting these fools do whatever they want. You know how many things the FDA approves behind our backs? Do you know how many things that they just put out there that we don't have any control over? You know how much of your tax money they've used just to create the lab meat industry? And then the lab meat industry has crumbled. It's fallen. It's no longer. So they've used millions of our tax dollars to create lab meat without even asking us. And then now it's just completely crumbled. And they're just pointing and laughing at us like NASA. $26 billion a year of your tax dollars. You're working months out of the year to pay for these fools' taxes. Months. You're working at least 2 to 3 whole months just to pay these taxes. Doesn't that get you upset? People get triggered when I make videos about the earth being or whatever, but they're out here working for free and eating breadcrumbs from elites, and they're attacking me because I'm exposing elites. So it's like, how do you want to look at it? Because we can break it down, why and how this is. Why they got you slave to this dollar. Why they got you in these mortgage. It's all plays on words. It's all literally right in our faces. And they literally mock us with it. They mock us all the time with the truth. Okay? They slap you in the face with it. They put it in the movies, bro. Go watch The Truman Show. Go watch the movie Wall-E. They break down the whole Matrix in Wall-E, the movie, the Disney movie. These are Freemasons, bro, the Disney. Okay? So what happens in Wall-E? They say, hey, come on our ship. You don't have to walk. You can just drink soda and put on the VR headset and black out into the Matrix forever. And so they all took it, right? They all went on this ship and they started taking the toxic temptations, and they all got fat and they couldn't move, and they were in these carts, and they were programming the kids at the school, telling them to go to Buy and Large. Okay? And then the dude falls out of the wheelchair, he can't get up. And then AI takes over the ship and tries to unalive all of the bots. Go watch the movie Idiocracy. Idiocracy. This guy goes to he gets frozen. He goes to the future. They stop using water to water the crops. They use Gatorade instead with sugar. Okay, and everyone becomes brain dead in this movie Idiocracy. And this guy from the past comes, and he's a genius because the people have become so dumb that he's just an average guy, but he's a mastermind compared. Okay, that's a lot like what it is now. It's a lot like Idiocracy. People are taking this sugar, they're taking this You know, they're taking these foods that are not real, and so it's becoming a real problem. Everybody's high blood sugar. They're all losing their minds, literally, to Alzheimer's, and all this is tied in. It's type 3 diabetes, right? Alzheimer's is being looked at a lot like type 3 diabetes because it is a sugar problem. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, if you see people losing their minds, bro, that's like one of the scariest things that can happen to you, is not being able to remember who you are or what you are or who the people are around you. That's literally a nightmare. Could you imagine? I can't really think of anything scarier than losing your entire understanding of who and what you are. I appreciate you guys on the support and the taps on the screens. What am I making? I'm making my toothbrushes, guys. I invented all natural toothbrush made of Mizwack bristles, okay, and the bamboo handle. All right, with the Primal Dad on there, I invented this toothbrush. So I make these, I go live on here, I put out these videos, and I try to help people. That's what I do. So, and then I also deal with a lot of people that attack all day. They're triggered, they're mad that I'm telling the truth, they're mad that I know more than them, or I don't know, or whoever I am. They're so mad. And it's like, hey, get mad, because you know what, I'm here for a reason. I'm not here for you. If I was here to trigger you, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, I got better things to do. I don't even really like social media, to be honest. I don't like making videos really anymore. I don't like dealing with much anything on my phone at all. But I do it as, you know, I feel compelled. And it's like, people will get mad at me, and it's like, dude, I don't even really care this much. Like, you guys care so much to attack and like get triggered. I just honestly don't care that much about it. But it's like, the fact that you're so upset, it's just hilarious. So it's like when they ban me, you know, it's like you're bringing, you know, substance to it. Appreciate you, Melody. Appreciate the support, guys. Appreciate you. Facebook as well. Appreciate you guys on there. I see you. And TikTok as well. TikTok's got they just banned 2 3K accounts on TikTok just for pumping out some videos that really just trigger people. You know, it's so horrible, the things I talk about. You know, it's like, but then you've got these chicks who are spread eagle, and they can just do whatever they want, but you know, they're gonna ban me. So it's like, all right, cool, you guys can sell SEX, you know, all day long, but you know, you're gonna ban this dude for telling about how your vitamins have cyanide in it. And it's like, oh no, let's shut this down, this is misinformation. But it's like, bro, I just showed you the information on it. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I just showed you the information. So you're saying that the information I'm showing you from your own government's website is false information? I take it straight to the government's websites, so that way when they come to reference my information, I can say, hey, this is what you guys, you're the ones in charge, right? You guys are the ones put this out here. This is all over the government's biotech website. They tell us right plain as day. And then so, you know, it's like, hey, I'm showing it and they're still banning it, and I'm showing the proof and they still ban it, and then they don't give a real reason. They just say it's misinformation. But then the only real backing they ever have are fact checkers that they pay these fools. USA Today pays these fools, fact checkers. And then they said, oh, Zuckerberg, when he mutated and shapeshifted in front of everybody and said, oh, I'm gonna get rid of these fact checkers, right? But then I'm still getting them all day long on my stuff. And it's like, you guys are just making it look more suspicious when you guys put these fact checkers on this stuff, because everyone's wise to how fake these fools are. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. So yeah, you know, here we are in the Matrix, guys, where they are really, somebody at some degree is definitely doing something. I don't know how, what, when, where, why. I don't know if there's some kind of agents. You know what I mean? There's some kind of agents out here, like, just lurking. Like, who are these fools? Like, what are you really hating on? I just don't get it. It's like, I'm really not putting that much crazy stuff out there. It's not like they put physical harm on the flat earth stuff. How in the hell could saying the earth's flat cause physical harm? So it's like, hey, I know it triggers you though. You know, it's like, I know just hearing that is a trigger. I still don't like the sound of it. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't really live by that stuff. But it's like, hey, I'm still going to talk about it because the truth is trending, bro. And it's like, hey, again, I wouldn't be talking about this crap if it didn't just really hit me hard right in the face. It's the same thing with awakening and spirituality, you know, everything else. This stuff, it slams you in the face, you know, and you can't deny it. You know, when you have certain things happen in your life, you can't deny that there's something extra going on. What's up, bro? Appreciate you guys on the comments. You know, so it's like, it's not a matter of if it's happening, it's a matter of, are you seeing it and are you ready to admit it? And it's like, if that's no and no, then you're gonna attack, you're gonna trigger, you're gonna feed demons, you're gonna ignore shit, you're gonna go distract yourself, you're gonna be triggered, you're gonna be mad, you're gonna be low vibrational. Okay, so, you know, and hey, everybody's been there, but it's like a little kid, you know. It's like, hey, go play with the little kids then, if you want to be a little kid, because we've got adults over here that are trying to actually, you know, improve their lives and to know, you know, what this world really is about. Because I'm here to tell you, if you haven't noticed, it really ain't serving most people. You know what I'm saying? This world is just trashing people, bro. People are living miserably, and everybody's stressed for money. And if you're not working a fake job, you're really stressed for money. You know, you're not allowed to do what you want. You have to be there at that fake job and chase that fake money. And it's like all these places are structured to consume you. And you're welcome to do whatever you want, but you're still a slave to that dollar. Does that make sense? Like, you can go work whatever you want, but you gotta get that dollar somehow. Most are still sleeping. How do I deal with it and carry on? You just you just do. You don't have a choice. The best way is to arm yourself up with some information, man, to know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Try to know what is, you know, what's really happening. And, you know, even if you're still stuck in the matrix, just know that it is a matrix. Just know that this place is designed to make you a slave to that dirty dollar and to suck you into those temptations, to get you to sign signatures on car payments, sign signatures on house payments. They want you getting all them toys, and they want you getting all them credit cards. They make it real easy. Okay, they do it on purpose, so you get sucked in and you get stressed out and you get to chasing that money. Whereas if you lived more simply in your life and you weren't chasing these things as much, you wouldn't need as much of this money. You can get away working part-time, you can get away with more. But it's like, we get this lifestyle, we get this idea that we gotta work this full time, this 40 hours a week or more. That's wild, fam, because that 40 hours is the consumption of your week, and it makes you weak. Again, the play on words, a week, you work week, right? You work a job, okay? And even the word job, you know, it's a job. So you're not doing something you enjoy. So by the time you're weakened by the work week, you've hit the weekend, and now you're burnt out because you're weakened. So now your weekend is weak because you're burned out. And yeah, you can run around for 2 days and you can pretend like you're living life, and then boom, you're right back there at that shit. You know what I mean? Just over broke, yeah. And then there's more meanings to the word job. I can't recall right now, but there's more behind that word. If you look up pretty much any word that they're using to control us, you can find it in Hebrew, or you can find some other types of meanings, or you can switch the letters around. They've literally scrambled our entire language and everything in between to confuse and consume us. Okay? And when they teach you this stuff at school, all this information is scrambled and these words don't make sense. Everything's contradiction. A before I instead of after Y or whatever. Shut up, because that never actually stays. There's always contradictions where, oh, well, this other word, you can do E and I and Y together. And it's like, what? And it's like, you're supposed to remember all this stuff. And it's like, they make it hard on purpose, just like how we have a metric system. You can count things by 10. It's very simple, but they do it by 12s. They use the SAE system. So they use this inch system, and inches have 8 eighths and 16 sixteenths. It's just annoying and dumb when you can just use a meter stick and you can measure 10 by 10s. You see what I'm saying? In centimeters, and it all makes sense because it's all by 10s. But they want us trapped up in the confusion. Does that make sense? So they're teaching us these fake times, this fake system, just to simply consume you and just to make you a bot. That's why I've inadvertently, all my life, purposely tried not to learn these systems subconsciously, because I know it's a form of programming and it's all at different layers. This is why they don't want me talking to a lot of people at once, because I can wake up a lot of people to this stuff. When you start breaking it down, you'll see it. The indoctrination in the schools, you guys. You got to understand, these schools haven't changed over the last century. Okay? Over 100 years since the Rockefellers invented this school system, it hasn't changed. They put all these kids in a classroom, okay? They put them in a building under lights, right? Out of the sun, and they teach them all the same curriculum. And they're all in the same numbers, and they all have to be the same. You have to have the same brain, and you have to, you can't speak out, you can't be original, you can't be creative. Think about when you can just be creative as a kid at school. No, they give you everything. They tell you, no, you learn this shit. They say, oh, when you're in kindergarten, you can be creative. Here's some crayons and a paper. Okay, thank you. But what about after that? After that, you get no creativity. After that, you're gonna do what we said, bro, and you're gonna learn this BS, all this BS language and this BS math, all this scrambled information that, again, and then go to the history. Is it his story or is it history? Again, playing on words. Yeah, all you do is learn how to repeat. You remember and repeat. Yeah, and you retain this information for a couple weeks so you can get tested on it, and then you're already on to the next test, learning a bunch of other crap. They cram too much, and it's the problem with it. It's not like learning that's a problem. It's what they're teaching. Okay, because learning is great. I learn all the time. You know what I mean? But I do that on my own. I learn as I go through life, and as things come my way, I handle them as they come. And that's really the only way I've been able to handle it, because if I go trying to learn all this stuff before I go and deal with life, it's a lot harder. So it's like, hey, life teaches you life. You know what I mean? Life teaches you life, man. These indoctrination camps are not teaching us or our kids life, bro. They're teaching a bunch of fake info. It's a bunch of irrelevant BS. Is history real? They're telling you about Columbus and these fools? Do you know who this fool was? Was, you know what I'm saying? Or just the calendar, do you see? Or time itself, or New Year's. You guys, the new year started on April Fool's Day. It's a whole scheme, it's a whole scam. The 13-month calendar. Where do you want to see it? Do you see what I'm saying? Where do we want to see the Matrix? Where do we want to see the rock? Go read the Rockefeller Covenant. You know, how many references can I make to expose this? You know, it's so easy when you're looking, but when you're just floating through and you just come and go and you just kind of go with the flow, then you ain't gonna be seeing it as much. You know, you gotta stop and be like, well, hey, I want to put some context to this existence of mine. You know, maybe I want to go down and research something. Maybe I don't want to just float around and let these fools all just tell me everything. You know what I mean? Everyone's just telling you what to say, what to do, what to think, what you like. Why don't you decide, bro? Why don't you stop and be like, wait a second. Screw this, bro. I want to do what I want to do this month. Take a month. Have you ever done that in your life? I know I haven't. Took a month where you could just do whatever you want. You know, where you can just do you and self-love and do whatever you want in your own energy. You know how priceless that is? It's unheard of in this world. You can't even just go and be a human for a little while. Unless maybe you get a little vacation from work. But, you know, it's just a drag. You know, so I just want to expose this. And again, if we all see this on a massive level, then we're all going to change it collectively. It's the power of the collective that we need. It's the power of the strength in numbers. You know, I can only do so much. I can only keep practicing what I'm doing and trying to preach a little bit. You know, but it's like, man, we got to all see this for what it is as a construct and just be like, nah, I don't want to. Just refuse to go along with it, man. Just be like, I don't want to do what they told me. Like, what if I didn't? And then you got to be ready because it makes it hard. The Matrix is going to say, oh, you ready then, huh? The Matrix is going to say, you think you're tough? And it's going to hit you hard. You got to be ready. You know, but hey, it's worth it because I'm here to tell you that just being a bot in this world is way worse than fighting against the Matrix. Because being a bot will get you got, and you think it's ignorance is bliss, but it's not. Because when you get taken up by this Matrix, it'll take you. It'll put you in a state of hell. You're welcome, TikTok. Folks are waking up. Thanks for continuing to speak the truth. You're welcome. You know, I'm going to just keep doing what I do. You know, as much as they suppress me, as much as they block me, you know, I've been doing this. My Instagram and my TikTok has taken 3 years to really start getting the clout it deserves, the views that it needs. Because I am putting in effort, I'm putting out information about everything, bro, from your food to these elites and everything in between. And this stuff's undeniable. You know, that's why they don't like me, because I can prove it. You know, and it's just like, where do you want to see it? Because we can break it down in multiple fashions. You know, again, like the whole Matrix in general. Like, go read the Rockefeller Covenant. The fool breaks it all down right in there and says, hey, we're going to make y'all slaves, and you guys are going to be a slave to this dollar, and you guys are going to pretty much get got by us. We're going to pretty much make you guys our clowns. Go Ducks, Paul. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you guys on TikTok. This is a brand new TikTok of mine. If you guys can tap on the screen, I appreciate it, and it helps the page greatly. Now, also, they just banned 2 of my TikToks, making it 16 total. They were just at 3,000, but still, I just started them. So, again, I had to make another. So, whatever. You know, I've had over 500K on TikTok banned. So, take it or leave it, you know what I mean? It's just like, wow. And that was months ago. That was back in June. So I would have to be close to 1 million on TikTok by now if they didn't keep just banning me and taking down my videos and blocking them. I would have been at 1 million in my first year, but they suppressed me so much. But I still reach the algorithm. I can still get the millions of views, so I don't really need the clout. I'm just there for the views on the content. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys got any last things, you got any questions, or you want to add to the live, please feel free, because I'm going to wrap it up here in the next about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. So, you know, there's going to be a really big shift happening really soon. I've been saying this stuff for a long time, you guys, but I'm here to tell you that this matrix really is collapsing, and there is a great awakening happening, and only the people who are awake are going to see it, and the people who are asleep are not, and that's the majority. Unfortunately, the majority of the people are asleep. So the awakened are going to be few and far between, but when you're awake, you're awake. So that's the whole thing. You know, you can't be sleeping if you're awake. And if you're sleeping, you're just unaware. So it's simply where we're at right now is a lot of people are just simply unaware of what this matrix is, and, you know, how they're keeping you at a low vibration with this food and everything in between. So nonetheless, you guys, appreciate you guys coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down because again, the way that they censor these platforms, you know, I've got plenty of following and they censor it. So I do what I can, but at the same time, you know, I've got a life of my own, and it's like, so they make it very difficult on these platforms to connect to my followers, and it's on purpose. So nonetheless, you guys try to catch the content, and I appreciate the support. Nonetheless, yeah, that's right, guys. Appreciate you so much. Have a good night. I'll see you again soon.